welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to give you a real life story of a family who have suffered for a period of 13 years and will remain in the history as the only family in which Ed and the Lorraine pair was not able to save. Let me start off with a short summary. When Janet and Jack first moved into their family home on Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, they know it was a fixer-upper. The property needed repainting and refixing. But what they didn't know was that the renovations would be the least of their problems. Over a period of 13 years, they were tormented by the ghost that haunted the place. Janet also believed that she was molested in her sleep by a demon, and Jack said he was sexually attacked by an unknown force as he watched a baseball game on TV. They also witnessed their family dog being thrown violently against the wall. Demonologists Ed and Lorraine identified a total of 4 ghosts over the property, one being a harmless old lady, another a violent young girl, another one being a man, and finally a demon who controlled the other 3 spirits. In 1987, the Jack and Janet family had had enough of attacks and they fled their home with no intention to return. They went through hell and pure torture that no human being should have endured. A flood damage forced them out of their original homes, after which Jack and Janet, along with their young daughters and Jack's parents, moved into Chase Street duplex in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. And as I said, it was a bit of fixer-upper. They put their efforts into repainting, retooling and repairs. It was at this time the demon started showing. The beginning of 1974 was like other until strange noises disrupted the calm. Odd things like the television, water pipes and renovations got destroyed. The family had no explanation for this, but they tolerated everything because it was their complete life's work. Things changed. Years passed by, and this continued for about 11 years, with each week getting worse and worse. Disturbing voices and noises were always being heard, and temperatures began to drop below freezing, and none seemed to be stopping. The next day started with the mother being targeted by the demons. She was being physically bound to the fact that she would always hear voices calling her. But they weren't done there, because the final attempt of infestation was going to leave a mark on the family. Soon after this, a demon showed itself to 2 people within seconds of each other. The family could not imagine anything worse, but they were in for a horrifying surprise. Could you imagine your house being a scary place to live in? It is supposed to be a place where that you felt safe in the whole world. Instead, but your environment was about to become more inhospitable. It is now time for the demon and the other spirits to break the faith of the family and leave them crumbling in a heap of mess. Nobody was spared in the violent attacks. All of the family members had targets on their backs now. The evil presence wanted to see who would break first. Their first attempt was trying to kill one of the daughters. Yes, I am not exaggerating. It was a real fact. But it would look like an accident from the outside parties. But those living in the house would know the real truth. Hoping to break the family from the first try, they hoped that the family would give up. But lucky for the daughter, a heavy ceiling light missed her just by inches. She was saved by her faith that day. The parents, daughters and even the dog experienced terrible things. If being leviated and thrown wasn't enough, then the final step into the possession would be the damaging attempt. Both parents were attacked by a terrible beast named Succubus. The family didn't know what exactly to do. And all these what I have said before are directly from the Ed and Lorraine's readings on the house. And now I'll give you when the Ed and Lorraine pair exactly entered the house. After a decade of psychological torture, the family finally decided to call someone for help, and they find Ed and Lorraine. By then, Warrens were already known for their work. Their investigation led to an obvious conclusion. There were a lot of evil presence, but one demon in control. When both Ed and Lauren initially went to the house, they just thought it might be some of their common demons that they have been facing. But after initial encounters, they found that there is something extraordinary about this particular house, because in the words of Lorraine, she quotes that this house would not be a normal place where it is haunted. Instead, she gave out what was the most frightening fact, which was the house was a passage between the two dimensions. She didn't know what words to use because the Warrens tried everything from exorcism to antagonizing. Whatever was there, nothing seemed to work. Let me also tell you, this is the most longest case Ed and Lauren took for investigation. And when this investigation was going on, the house was now under full possession, with people being constantly attacked in a violent manner, intensifying each and every time. The family was starting to lose hope and thought they were doomed to live in hell. But fortunately, this story has a positive end to it. After moving out of the residence, after the fourth and the final exorcism, the family had a complete relief in 1986. The peace and quiet they had experienced so long ago had finally returned to them. However, the family would never be the same again. Why? Let me finish up the story with additional info so that you can have a clear view what happened there. According to Ed Warren, the demon that inhabited the house was very powerful and it shook the mirrors and furniture after they tried to persuade it by playing religious music and praying. Warren claimed that he felt a drop in temperature and saw a dark mass. Also, when they were trying so hard, the demon directly left a message on the mirror telling them to get out. After months of investigation, Warren alleged that he had a number of audio tapes containing knocking and rapping caused by the demon. The reason I say this is because it is not like some other case where Ed and Lorraine go and solve the issue. The demon was so strong and they decided it to take to the next level. And that is where Professor Paul Kurtz of State University of New York at Buffalo and then chairman of the Committee of Scientific Investigation of the Claims of Paranormals come in to say that the Warrens weren't objective, independent, or impartial investigators. Kurtz said that the family's claim were possibly due to delusions or hallucinations or due to Jack having his meningitis during his young ages. None of the evidence that Ed Warren had was useful. No one accepted and the family was into a lot of speculations. Books have been written and movies with this story, directly or indirectly, has been pictured everywhere around the world. When we watch a scary movie, we enjoy being scared on some level. In the back of our mind, some of us know that the evil that film contains will never inflict itself on you. But for some unfortunate people, those scary movies you enjoy are reality. This Jack and Janet family had to live with the presence who wanted to hurt them in the most unexpected moments. The next time you see a scary movie based on true events, just remember that actual people as real as you and I really went through that hell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Cheers.